Hi, everybody. Coming up on 2 o'clock right now, keeping you up to date on the possibility of severe weather tonight and watching live Super Doppler 4 very closely as we're mapping out the potential for storms. And there are some storms that we're watching in and around Atlanta moving into our area. Certainly some loud thunder about to happen. I know that's going to get some people awake and dialed in here. So there's 910 of you right now wondering what's going on across the area. So let's get right to it with a look at Doppler and a look at our threat as we move forward here. As I'm looking closer at that Doppler, we're going to have to watch it because right now there are some heavy rain and there's a lot of wind energy in the atmosphere right now. Let me switch this back to a mode that you guys will be able to see it. Bear with me for 1 second. So here you go. We've got the Doppler radar showing quite a bit of lightning that is taking place back through Pickens County, Oconee County. So don't be surprised. Many of you probably watching right now because that thunder and lightning woke you up. I'm seeing that in Anderson. I'm seeing that in Pickens. So here we are at 2 a.m. Thundering in Pickens. Thank you for that report, Darian. Absolutely. Oconee County. Stephen Davis watching right now, one of our most trusted weather spotters. This is going to be something we're watching back through Atlanta right now. That line is going to be the one that's in question. You see a tornado watch. That means conditions are favorable for tornadoes in and around Atlanta. That has not been reissued east or downstream, as we call it. This line right here is the one that's in question. Anybody in this line that's now moving through Metro Atlanta kind of vulnerable to some of that rotation. Let me look at that rotation, and so far kind of an x-ray at the storms. I'm seeing some strong winds, no doubt, but so far everything in this is not showing signs of at least a lot of rotation. Let me turn that back on and give you the look at the reflectivity and show you anything out ahead of it. So warnings. There is one tornado warning near Eufaula, Alabama, crossing over into the Columbus area. That is the current tornado warning that is on the board as we look at it right here. Let's look at the reflectivity and the velocity. There we go. So clear sign of a possible tornado right there west of Eufaula, moving off toward Georgia. So these cells are moving north-northeast, and as I turn the radar back on, you'll be able to see what this looks like. And a couple other suspect-looking cells here, basically from a line of Columbus to Macon to Augusta. So those are way far south on this, and if I put this whole thing in motion, you'll see this line is moving east-northeast. So the action that's going to have an opportunity to kind of reach our area between now and 5, 6 o'clock, when this thing would be continuing, would be the action that's above Milledgeville to LaGrange. Okay, so if we're looking at analyzing that, that's what we'll have to be watching for. And then looking closer in, quite a bit of lightning, a lot of electricity with this. And I know that that's going to have some people on edge when you're hearing that thunder, especially on a night where there's a potential for tornadic activity. I can tell you the environment that we have right now is not the environment that is or was back to the west. It was a much different environment in Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Missouri. Unfortunately, what we're hearing now is the death toll's up above 30 people. So this has been a deadly tornado outbreak, a deadly severe weather outbreak that's been 2 days now. And our goal here at WYFF4 is to give you the tools to keep you safe tonight. And right now, I'm not seeing anything that is overly concerning. I'm watching it. We're dialed in on it, and we will stay dialed in on it through the evening hours, through the overnight hours into the morning, which is where we're getting into. So are there any suspect-looking storms? Right now there's a feisty one over Cherokee County, North Carolina, as we zoom in here. Quite a bit of heavy rain over Murphy. And again, there's a lot of lightning in here through these mountains. Is anything rotating with this? Let's turn on the velocity. Not getting any rotation, maybe some broad level circulation there, but nothing that's really close to home or near the surface. So we're looking good there. As we look back toward Clayton, Dillard, Georgia, Salem, down through Homer. I mean, there's a lot of heavy rain here and quite a bit of cloud-to-ground lightning. I mean, this is a lot of lightning, and it's windy. It is very, very windy outside right now, so that's going to keep people tuned in here as several thousand of you are watching right now. So you night owls, you. And honestly, you know, it's good on you to stay safe, right? Those of you that are wondering, can I go to bed now? You know, it's been a long day. I would say if you want to go to bed, you need to have a way to receive those warnings tonight. Have a way to get those warnings as possibly they come on through, because we're still under a medium to high risk for severe weather. You see that yellow to orange, it's medium to high risk, and the very high risk for severe weather still sits south and west of Atlanta, where there is currently a tornado warning for Eufaula, Alabama. What about Spartanburg? What about Greenville? What about Anderson? Well, right now, we do not see anything that is tornadic or concerning for the immediate moment. However, does that change? That is going to be the question. Let's map this out. I'll start with that broader look here. This model, let me refresh it, see if it gives me a few more frames. This new model maps it out here through, there's 4 a.m. Let's kind of back it up. So doing a good job at pinpointing where we are right now. It's 2:07. Here's 2 o'clock. We have some heavy rain across the area and some lightning. But by 3 o'clock, that line in Atlanta is beginning to take a more formidable shape. How does that interact when it comes into Commerce or Gainesville or Athens, Georgia? And then by 4 to 5, Clemson, Anderson, Greenwood's getting in on some of that. And this line tries to really kind of bow out a little bit. If that happens, do we get some heavy rain? Do we get some strong winds? And does it create a tornado risk? Right now, that threat is there, but I'm not seeing anything that's jumping out at me right now. This goes through 6 a.m. Let's look at the tornado parameters wide first, and then we'll zoom in at it. The STP value, significant tornado parameter. They sit around 2s, 3s, and a 4 here out of this new model, which has been pretty consistent. Now let's look at the tracks. These are rotating tracks. Where are the storms that are rotating going to go? Well, right now, any storm that is rotating, like the one over Eufaula, looks like it goes south of Atlanta, even south of Augusta. So that would stay in that neck of the woods. But it does show the potential that some of these cells that are rolling through could rotate at any given time. And right now, that's the concern here as we move through that 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock time frame. Now, I'm going to show the same models, but zoomed into the Western Carolinas. Are you oriented here? There's Asheville, there's Greenville, there's Spartanburg. Here's the Georgia, South Carolina line. Here's North Carolina. All right, you got it? I know it's late at night or early in the morning, however you look at it. One thing you can count on is we're going to be here. We got a team of 3 of us here, 3 meteorologists here, watching this on, 10 screens. So we've got you covered. And should something turn, more than noisy, we're going to be able to show you that right away. Let me refresh my screen so you can see it here. So I'm going to map this out for you, kind of frame by frame, so you can see where we're going into the overnight hours. Here we are at 3 a.m. A couple of suspect-looking lines moving into southwest North Carolina. Here we are at 4 a.m. Here we are at 5 a.m. All right, so there are some storms here. The risk looks higher in the southern part of the upstate. Anderson, Greenwood, Elberton. Not to say that any number of these cells in North Carolina couldn't as well, but just looking at this right now, the time frame for the worst of this would be between 3 and 6. And then between 6 and 8, this line's trying to push on through here. Here's 7 o'clock, Spartanburg, Lawrence, Greenwood, and it's pushing into these areas and then out. By 8 o'clock, this is long gone. Things are looking better. We're kind of climbing out of this, all right? And drinking a couple extra cups of coffee, right? All right. I know so many of you are weary after Seneca, you're weary after Hurricane Helene, and that's totally understandable. So my goal here is just to keep you informed throughout the overnight hours. And right now, we're cautiously optimistic with what we're seeing. If you want to go to bed, have a way to receive warnings, turn your phone on, the volume on, have those emergency alert services turned on so that should you be able to see a warning, you're able to get in there, and then it'll alert you and your family. What I can tell you is I'll have another update here for you at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. We're going to keep you posted. And then WYFF News for today begins at 5 o'clock and will be on air on WYFF 4. But should something turn dicey, we will cut into programming here tonight and we'll stream it right here for you. That way you can make decisions for your family. What that looks like for my family, we got an interior closet ready. It's ready to go. Should things turn severe in Greenville, the warnings go off, we'll be able to get the kiddos in there safely. All right, so we got 2s and 3s showing up here. This tornado parameter is at 5 o'clock. So it looks like our window for severe weather, including an isolated tornado or some strong winds, is now through about 7 or 8 o'clock. So nothing that's terribly alarming to me right now. I'm watching it. If something does turn more alarming, we will keep you posted. But right now, as I turn the radar back on, let's look at that. There are several cells back through Atlanta that we're watching. I'll pull out right here and show you. There's one warning that's in Alabama. I'll turn on the Atlanta radar and give you that. Put it in play. Eufaula, Alabama, southwest of Columbus is the one warning. But you see here a rather large severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued. 60-plus mile per hour winds. And again, even that at its current direction, say it goes east-northeast, would possibly graze southern Greenwood County, but more so what we're seeing in Griffin, McDonough, Noonan. I mean, it's those areas that are going to move into the upstate. And right now they're spicy, but there's nothing that's jumping out. That line back through Canton to Kennesaw, it's looking feisty. Sandy Springs to Duluth, all areas that we're watching closely. And there's plenty of wind energy in this atmosphere, and lots of lightning. Those of you who are seeing some lightning flashing in western North Carolina through Anderson, waking you up. Maybe that thunder woke you up. And I tell you what, when we're talking about a night where there's tornado threats and you hear lightning, you hear thunder, yikes, it will certainly do it. So, folks, you're looking to go to bed. Yeah, stay locked in. We will keep you posted. If you do, make sure you have 2 ways to be woken up by those warnings. Subscribing to our YouTube channel here at WYFF4 is a good opportunity for that. It'll give you a little buzz, a little notification if we go live like we are right now. That's probably not enough to wake you up, depending on what kind of sleeper you are, all right? So having those emergency alert services turned on, having a way to be woken up by downloading the WYFF4 mobile app. You have that installed. A warning pops. It will alert you there, and you'll be able to see what we have on TV on your phone right there. So, folks, we will keep you posted. I'll have another update here at the very least at 3 o'clock, if not before then, if we need to. In Greenville, our time frame is 3 to 6. For most of us, it's 3 a.m. to about 6 a.m. for the worst of it, kind of trying to roll through here. We will keep you posted, watching this back through Atlanta very closely.